Having done my residency here really taught me how to live independently from school as a professional artist without the pressures of classes and professors and things like that. And I was a resident in 2010 to 2011.
My name is Katie Carey. I am a ceramic artist, and I did my residency at the Genesee Center for the Arts and Education in 2013 to 2014.
My name is Ian Park, and I'm from Arkansas. I moved to Rochester from Little Rock, and I am a ceramics artist that does sculpture and pottery.
Kelly Justice. I'm originally from Arkansas, same as Ian, although we didn't know each other before we came here. I'm primarily a slip caster, mold maker. I make vessels that way. And yeah, I just came out of grad school.
I'm Phyllis Clota. I'm an Associate Dean at the School of the Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences at the College at Brockport. I was here at the pottery roughly in the early 90s. I think I came in here about 1990 and left to go to graduate school in 1993. So we would actually drag our wheels out into the street on the curb, and we'd sit there and throw on a Saturday or a Friday afternoon when the weather was nice, and that's always a showstopper. You know, people stop and they'll talk with you, and they didn't realize that we had offered classes for children, adults.
Having the opportunity to teach, that was something that's really special here. And I also, I think that having the facilities that we have here are great.
It was really interesting having a space with other practicing artists and then people from the community at large who just love ceramics and want to know everything about it. And then they also, each one of them comes with, you know, either 1 or 30 years of experience in ceramics. So they all have something to contribute, and they want to know what you're working on, and they're enthusiastic.
Even if you come in just without very much experience from undergrad or something, if you're coming in as a professional ceramic artist, then I think that you will have a lot of information that you can give to the people here. And I think, I don't know, it's nice to be able to have that and to have people who are excited to learn.
I wanted to teach adults without having to get a master's right away and get that experience, and also be in a non-academic setting so that it's a little more of an ease in.
Well, I like teaching in the community setting because it's all people who are doing this because they enjoy it and because they have free time, and that's what they want to spend their free time doing, is learning to throw or learning to make molds.
If you're looking to get into grad school or go on to teach, or you already completed grad school, then it's always useful to kind of like build that vocabulary and the way that you interact with your students, and there's so many opportunities here to do that.
In graduate programs, people are looking for students that have been out, they have a little bit of experience maybe, they've done something else before they actually come back in and go through their grad experience. And I think it builds a better language for students when they're in there in the studio working, and it just kind of builds their maturity level. They're ready to go to the graduate program and really focus.
It's nice to just be able to make things and not have to think too much about it. For now, I'm sure I'll get back into the critical thinking at some point, but
It's good to be able to come in whenever I want and work on my work 24/7 if I need to.
You've got a lot of media here. You have the photography studio upstairs. You have the book arts and printmaking area here. You have the ceramics area here. And so people, hopefully the idea is that maybe they cross paths and talk about what they're doing, or someone from the book arts comes over and prints on clay, or vice versa. So hopefully those dialogues would take place.
It does introduce the ability to have a cross-disciplinary practice. I know other residents while I was here, their whole show focused around the different, using photography, printing on their pieces, and then using the facilities there. So it opens up, it just gives you more to think about, in your tool belt.
Self-discipline is something that's been like a hard lesson coming here, more than anything, because I've been forced to go to classes in the past, or I've been forced to get up and go to work. Like, you have to force yourself to get up and go to the studio.
It's important to make deadlines for yourself, because, you know, in the real world, you're not constantly getting that feedback. And if you're not applying to shows and really trying to get your work out there, then you don't have any deadlines. You know, it's a lot of freedom. So just trying to motivate myself to like apply to shows, and having to give myself, all right, I need to get these things done this week. Yeah, I didn't do very well with the freedom at first. I wasn't making very much stuff, but I was also recovering from the grad school experience. So now after Christmas, I've been really trying to push myself to get a lot of new molds made and a lot of new work made.
It was a lot about selling my work and managing my time, because when you're in school, you are always given all these schedules, and so I had to have a job to subsidize my living, but it helped me to make sure that I still got into the studio and was able to make work and keep a good balance of life and art and also the professional aspects of selling your work and having relationships between galleries and stuff like that. So all of that, those were all things that I was introduced to here.
Hit the ground running. Do as much as you can here. Always be in your studio. I know it's rough. You know, you have to make a living and make ends meet and do the residency and make it work for you, but really be in your studio as much as possible, make as much work as possible, as good or bad as the work is, and whatever it is that you're working on, any challenges, problems that you have, you'll work through it, but you've got to be in the studio working in order to do that.
If you're thinking about doing a residency here, I definitely recommend it. I think it always helps to have an idea of what you want to make, so that you can make the most of your time while you're here, and get the help and advice from the community, the teachers, and other residents around you to really make your work the strongest that it can be.
At one of the professors' galleries, and there was a potluck after, and I think it was like partly the community and partly the potluck that won me over.